that's what led me to do the brand though. Is I'm just saying in wholesale, like in pounds and stuff. It's like okay,
Uh-oh.
you sell a 50 pack, 100 pack, whatever you can do. 20 pounds here, 10 pounds there. But it's like
Yeah. No.
there's no guarantee that that's gonna happen next month or next week. You know.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I think the last time I sold 50 pounds was like 4 months ago.
Yeah. No, I know it's a grind
Other
right now for everyone.
than that, it's like 3 pounds here, 1 pound there.
I know. I just drove. I was actually they canceled the order, but I was about to drive to LA with for a 10 pound order the other day myself.
God.
No, I'm just saying like with the brands, I'm just looking at it like if I can get 20 to 30 pounds sold a month through the brands. Not if I can. I know I can between NorCal and SoCal, but
Yeah.
that will just sustain things. Like give me some stability. At least I know like I got those sales locked in each month.
The reason I was calling is to tell you that like Barrett is fucking stressed the fuck out and working for my dumbass old partner who's literally ran that place into the ground and not listening to me. Fucking egomaniac, you know the deal.
Yeah,
But
I just got out of that situation. Like with the grows, it's like you really got to have just one person in charge. The routine's there, and everything's followed like clockwork. But when you start burying things like, oh, let's try this, or I heard this, or we should be doing this, and then it's like you don't even
exactly how
see those things until 3 months later, and then you're like, fuck, you don't even remember what you did at that point because there's no like
yeah.
actual structure to it. Like it should be like a scientific experiment. Like only one variable gets changed, documented. What was
Yeah.
happening before, what happened during, what happened after, what was the conclusion. But it's just like, hey, let's turn these knobs and it should make the yield better. And then 3 months later, you have a shitty harvest, and you're like, fuck, why did that happen?
Where do you plan
Well,
on getting these pounds? Are you gonna grow them or just buy them?
no, it's what I've been getting the past 2 years up here in the Bay from my French grow.
Yeah.
They just have this really unique cut that everyone loves, and it really smokes good and tastes good. And
Is that the Champelli one or whatever?
no, it's ultimately it's a unique pheno of gelato
Uh,
that no one else has, and it's just like really exotic. No, I have it branded as blue guava, and it's got that guava smell and taste. So yeah, people are just it's just kind of getting a good response. And then I've been putting it in, doing some like not even events, just this one event down in SoCal at this place called Cannabis Capital. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's
uh-huh.
like a media studio, and they do cannabis productions, and they hold events there 2 nights a week. But it's invite only, just like who's who of the retail market. Like bud tenders, buyers, owners.
Yeah.
So like everyone there. It's not like it's the Emerald Cup where it's just like a bunch of stoners. It's like everyone there is, someone and doing something that can help benefit a brand type of thing.
Yeah.
So I
Weird.
literally just started doing that this month, and just got my packaging back last month. And because that's the thing, I have these access to these pounds, but it's like I can sell 50 to 70% pretty easily wholesale, but then that other 50, 30, 20% left over is like the headache. And then if I even have 10% of that left before the next harvest comes, and then that goes old. And that's the biggest problem with the strain is it goes old quick. So
That sucks.
yeah, that's why I'm partially getting the brand out. So it's like I have another outlet besides just the wholesale.
But all I'm trying to get at is my whole crew working for my retarded partner is like at wit's end.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm trying to find some new shit to figure out, man. I want to fucking grow weed for somebody that has it on a fucking store shelf. I don't want to break at all. I don't give a shit about that stuff at all. I just want to fucking do what I do best.
Um.
And I got an
And then
awesome crew.
are you wanting to stay in LA then?
How do you? I mean, I kind of have to, but HP's fucking for sale. You got anybody willing to buy that off dumbass Anthony?
Why? What happened there? I thought he was gonna sell it for like half
Dude,
$1,000.
I have no clue, dude. I was talking to Indy for like 2 hours yesterday, and yeah, they're just getting sued by all the investors because no one bought the place, and it's just sitting there with 400 fucking lights ready to go. It's fucking nuts.
And they don't have the money to get it started either.
They can't, no, dude. They haven't paid rent in almost 2 years. They're like selling it with a built-in 3-year loss. Like,
Wait, they're trying to sell it with the loss. What, for the taxes?
yeah, I mean, it's just stacking up every month, dude. They're just going negative 50K every month.
And then who's? Oh, they're just not even paying it. They're just trying to hold out.
No, it's just sitting there. Yeah, they've basically been like evicted in this weird way, but it's still like for sale, and the landlord obviously doesn't know what to fucking do with it. And yeah, dude, it's like literally turnkey, ready to go. 400 fucking lights and room for 400 more just sitting there.
You know how much they're selling it for?
Not exactly. I know their total loss is somewhere over 10 million. That's like how much they're all in.
Is there any kind of like info sheet or anything? Because I got one person up here. They're working with some
Yeah,
NFL people that are looking to buy a facility.
dude, yeah, let's fucking talk to Hindi about it. He would be able to give you all the fucking numbers and everything.
Okay.
I keep joking with Katie about how I could somehow fucking manifest taking this thing over still.
HP.
I just got to, yeah, man.
Hey, I mean,
Thing's fucking perfect.
no, I mean, weirder shit has happened, you know? Like,
Yeah.
at least you're the one who knows how to use the place. You know, it's like someone like me got it, I'd be like, fuck, now I need to find a grower.
Dude, I literally have an entire crew ready to fucking crush that place.
What kind of deal do you think they would take? Would they take like a smaller upfront and like payments once it's operating?
I bet, dude. They sound fucking desperate. And he's like personally in $2.5 million, ready to fucking kill himself. Not really, but he just sounds like stressed the fuck out. I've been doing this shit 15 years. I'm still not rich, and I really know how to do it.
Same. I mean, it's definitely a game of how much can you keep. It's not about how much you can make. Because
Yeah.
I think we both made multiple millions, but it's like we're not sitting on it.
Nah, dude. Every time a new fucking. I lost all my money trying to brand in 2017, 18, and 19, dude. I just
Yeah.
kept throwing another 100K at it, another 100K at it. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. Just fucking disappear in 2 months.
No, I know. I mean, I'm seeing it evaporate quick too, just to do the little things we need to do just in 1 month and get packaging and this and that. And I'm like, fuck. But I mean, thank God it's the right genetic, and 100% of the people who try it love it. There's no like, I'm not just being biased, but so that's really the only reason I'm going all in on it, is because it's like, I know how important just the specific genetic, the consistency, and the quality is,
Yeah. It always seems like it's a fucking unique gelato cut that makes it way to the top every year.
At least these past few ones. I mean, everyone's asking like, what's the next strain? What's the next strain? And what I've noticed year after year is you'll get these contender strains. I don't know if that's what you want to call them, but it's just like someone hyped up or someone with a big IG or connected to the right crowd starts hyping this shit up, and they'll be like, bro, we got this fucking Mochi Runs Gelato or something. You know what I'm saying? They got some crazy shit. They're like, this is the next big thing. Next year, this is going to be it. And they're going to call it some fucking, weird ass name or whatever. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. And it's just like, that shit, I feel like it's like 9 out of 10 never hit. It's like, oh, I thought this was supposed to be the next big strain. Now it's like, no one wants it, like Mac 1,
Right. Yeah, Mac 1's a good example for sure.
But, so I think what it is like, and I'm seeing it now, like even with the Slurdy 3, I knew from before I even saw that, I was like, that's not going to sell. It's not going to be the right terps, you know? And then the first batch I saw from this grow I work with, sure enough, it was like, I didn't even want to take a sample to show because I knew my people wouldn't want it, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I got this buddy up in Covelo that's a super sick breeder. He's been sending me all these samples of rosin.
really?
Yeah, if you're interested in checking a few new things out this year, he's kind of like you're saying, one of those dudes that's like, this is gonna be it.
But I mean, that's the thing is though, it's like I'm not trying to discredit any one of those people. It's like everybody's cross is going to be the next one they think, you know. So it's like okay, I just heard that
Yeah,
100 times, but there's probably only going to be one out of those 100 that's the next Skittles or the next cookies or the next gelato. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
So it's like, what is that going to be? Who knows? I don't know. But here's the thing: if you go back through it, you got, I mean, just going back to like the early 2000s, you had all these random strains: Trainwreck, Romulan, uh, Blue Dream, all these random strains
Yep.
that we know nowadays those terps won't really massively sell. Apparently, Blue Dream's number one seller in retail stores still.
I I know how.
I I don't know where it's all being grown at. That's what I'm saying. Has this been like an ongoing plot? Because even since back in the gray market, back in the medical days, I remember hearing that the Blue Dream was the number one strain in the country. I was like, how the fuck did they even know that? It's fucking. There's no like legal supply chain, you know. And I'm still hearing it.
Dude
So
got mega rich on Blue Dream for 2 years.
I was probably buying your Blue Dream if you were growing it up in Mendo, huh? Was that where you're growing
No, it
it?
was all in
Oh,
Emeryville from 2010 and 13. Me and Barrett like literally just had a 40 lighter, and that's all we would do is Blue Dream and Green Crack.
wow, man.
Crush.
There's a good chance I could have came across those too then. Because there was indoor Blue Dream out here. I remember that for sure. But no, one year though, my friend he owned farms up in Mendo, and he was bringing down boxes of Blue Dream, just one after the other. I remember sitting in his room the first night. He's showing me. He's like, "Bro, this is gonna be the next big strain." It did sell really well that year. The way I look
Yeah.
at it is, you got the OG terps, which are always there. That's like the classic, and that's already been tried and true. But it's got to be the right OG, you know. And then
Yeah.
outside of that, there's like the exotic terps, which everyone's kind of, it's just offshoots of gelatos basically. And then there's the Skittles profile, which is actually hit or miss. You know, like there's actually a lot of people that don't like that.
I'm actually one of those people. I'm not that into Skittles.
Yeah, same. I mean, it's cool here and there, but it wouldn't be like how I smoke OG every day, all day, you know? Yeah, my point is, it's about finding that next terp profile. It's like if someone hit a really good OG, rolled right, you know, you hit it and you just had a like really good taste, it would be undeniable. Like, unless they're one of those people that just doesn't like the smell or taste of weed, I don't think anyone's not going to be like, oh man, I don't like how this tastes. You know, if it was some really good OG. Same with gelato. Like, you're going to be hard to find someone who a really good tasting gelato doesn't like it. But think about some of these other strains, like, you know, like we were just saying with Skittles or even Blue Dream or any number of these things. Like, they all have tastes that are very selective. You know, some people love them, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, if
Yeah.
your buddy wants to do any test runs, this grower I work with up here, they have a 12 light R&D room, and they pretty much always have that running. So like every 8 weeks, there's room for new test runs, and then once anything good is identified in there, basically just kind of like a pheno hunt with clones, you know, is what they do.
Yeah.
So then just to find like what to produce for the next runs in the bigger rooms. But
Yeah, what did he send me that I looked a lot? It was like a OG Z, which I don't know what the Z was, times rainbow belts. It was pretty,
yeah,
really good rosin.
yeah. So I just saw some rainbow belts batter a couple days ago, and I saw the flower that it came from, and the flower that it came from was hard to sell. It had like a weird terp profile, but man, the batter came out smelling like amazing, like some like
Yeah, this rosin was fire.
candy, like really bright, perfect tasting candy. I'm working with my other friend in Mendo too. He's got some cuts coming. He's done some R&D runs in his dep hoop houses, and they came out looking like crazy fire in there. So I'm excited to see indoor, but it's the same concept with him. Is I'm just gonna have this place run them, and then we'll see if there's anything potentially promising, and then see how it sells. Do you know anyone that would be good for a pheno hunt, like in a tent or something, like a smaller end? Because that's the other thing that I've been thinking about a lot that needs to happen is just like a constant pheno hunt of some sort, you know?
And no, not right now. I mean, that dude Mendo, but he's all the way deep in Covelo. How do we pitch HP to these NFL guys?
Well, here's the thing. The biggest hurdle, I think, is going to be that they want to be in SAC. And one of the main reasons why is because the electric in SAC is the cheapest in the state for a municipal indoor
Well, this
grow
has
city.
industrial great power.
Well, that's
HP's got
what
industrial rate.
we'd have to get more in the details for them to even know if it's something they even consider, you know? So maybe if you could at least get the basics from them about the like square footage, the amount of power. What else would they need to know? What's built out already, you know? Maybe any pictures you got.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they're like us. They're not corporate guys. They're not looking for like a pitch deck or something. They just a text with the fucking summary and some pictures is all they need really. And they'll know if it's even something to pursue. As far as like a grow position in LA right now, I'll keep my ears open. I haven't really been looking for that type of stuff, but I'm sure someone's gonna need something. Someone's probably failing somewhere, you know.
Weird, dude. Well, yeah, I just wanted to catch up a bit. I'm gonna get that info forwarded to you. See
Yeah.
if worth at least looking at.
And does it have any other? He's got the distro there, right? Manufacturing too, or is it that's separate?
Yeah, it has all licenses.
And then wasn't there retail there too? The syndicate.
Yeah, the dispensary's still there. The dispensary's still there. It's doing fine apparently.
And is that part of the deal at all, or that's just completely separate?
I think it might be.
Yeah, find that out though, because that's part of what these guys are looking for too, is a dispensary as well. So that would be like a really good plus.
I know
for the deal.
Hindi and the gang owned 50% of the dispensary, and the other 50% was that syndicate guy that already owned all the chains. So maybe their half is for sale.
Yeah.
But I'll find out.
And I mean, that could even be even a better plus if it's already being operated by a competent operator. But yeah, just find out
that guy
info.
Definitely successful.
Oh, I know. He's got a bunch of shops. I've actually sold to them wholesale before, but not at HP, at one of their shops in the valley.
All right, dude. Let me forward that shit to you.
All right, cool. Well, good talking to you, and have a good holiday.
Yeah, for sure, man. You too.
All right, thanks. So that was my friend Robbie, who used to be the grower at my indoor facility in LA, and we became good friends from there. Part of what he was saying is that, you know, the market's pretty, like, really at rock bottom, and it's getting tough for a lot of these grows out here. So basically a lot of what we're seeing now is going to progress through to other states as they come out. And my prediction is that states with lower populations are going to see this happen much quicker than A, how we've seen it happen out here, and then B, how it, you know, probably will take a couple of years for New York to see something like this start happening, maybe 2 to 3 years. From my understanding, the only one that's not going to have this, at least not yet, is Florida. they actually did limit their licenses, from what I understand. I don't know too much about their whole infrastructure, their system, but does seem like they have a throttle on production. So that's what we saw here in California is unlimited cultivation licenses, and there was more production than there were retail, and that's still the case. And it's really caused a lot of oversupply issues. That's a little bit of the context of that phone call. Leave some comments. Give us your experiences.